Welcome back to LarryB YouTube channel. In today's class, we are going to learn how to make this beautiful puffy blouse. It has a puffy upper part, as you can see, and then it has a bold band that has this oval shape. It's very simple to make and it's really beautiful, as you can see. So this is what it looks like on the front, and you can see this length of the sleeve. I'm going to turn it now so that you can see what it looks like. So the back has this bold band as well, and it is also not straight. So I'm going to take you through how to cut and sew this in this class. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. I'm using this Ankara fabric. It has two patterns. So this stripe part is what I'm going to use for the upper part, and then I'm going to be using this circle part for the band. So I want my shoulder to be very full, so because of that, on fold I have about 30, almost 32 inches on fold. You may not use up to this. Okay, so this is my front. You can see it is folded, and this is the back. The back is open because the zipper is going to run through it, because the neckline is small and the waistline is fitted as well. You can have your zipper by the side, but if you have your zipper by the side, make sure you open a slit at the back of the neck so that you can wear it easily. But mine is going to be at the back so that it can function as it will make the neckline easier, and then it will make it to wear it on the waist easily as well. So it's very simple to make. I folded my fabric by the 32 inches, and then the length of this fabric is just 17 inches. It's going to have a very bold band. The band is going to be around my underbust area. The underbust is 14, but because I want it to be puffy, so I added this extra to it. Depending on how puffy you want it to be, you can add more or less. So what you need to do is just to mark your neck width here, where the center front stops. The next width for me is 3 inches, and then the depth for the back is 1, and the depth for the front is going to be 3 inches as well. So once you mark that, you take your curved ruler, and then you are going to connect like this. So I'm connecting the back first, then after connecting the back, I'm going to go ahead and connect the front neckline as well. So now after doing this, I'm going to create a shoulder slope. So for the shoulder slope, I'm going to go to the other edge. Is a bit long, you can see. So here I'm going to come down by 2 inches and do 2 inches or 2.5 inches, and then I'm going to connect that to my neck point. But because my ruler is not that long, so I want to use the tape to know how the connection is going to go. So once you do that, you take your ruler and then you connect it to where you have your shoulder slope. So that's the shoulder slope there. So once you have your shoulder slope, the next thing is to come here and then create your sleeve opening. So it's not going to be tightly fitted on the sleeve area, so you just, for me, I'm just going to come down by around 9 inches or 10 inches. Okay, let me do 9.5. So this is going to be the opening for my sleeve. So now for the waistline, you can see that the waist is big here, so you need to know how much allowance you want to add to your waist. You can just go to the side and then come in by maybe 2 to 5 inches and then connect it. But if you don't want it to be so puffy on the waistline, you can just mark your waist measurement here, and then you add extra 5 or between 3 to 5 inches, basically depending on what you want. But I want mine to be puffy. So what I'm going to do from where this stops now, I'm going to come in by 3 to 4 inches. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing on the hemline. So once I do that, I'm going to connect it in form of a straight line like this, and then you're going to curve it into the armhole. I made it this long because I'm going to be folding this on the hem, so I need allowance to do that. So this is what I need to do, and then I'm going to cut it out so you can see all those excess that I have there. Now that I've cut it out, what I'm going to do now is to take it to the sewing machine, and then I'm going to join it on the shoulder. So you open the sleeve here. So you're going to open it out, take it to your sewing machine, and then you're going to join it on the shoulder, the front and back. So it's quite big, just watch what I'm doing. You're going to fold them over each other like this, and then you're going to join the shoulder together, and then you hem the sleeve. You're going to join the shoulder, you hem the sleeve, and then you join it by the side as well. So go ahead now and cut the band. So for the band, the highest point for my band, I want it to be around 7 inches. So I'm going to add half an inch for joining, because I'm not going to open it by this side. So you can see it's on fold like this. Okay, so on fold I have 7 inches for my band, which means if I open it out, I'm going to have 14 inches, but I added half an inch for joining, because I'm just joining on this side, I'm not joining anything on this side. So I have 7.5 here for the height of my band. And then for the width, please, the 7.5 is on fold. You can see it's folded into two. And then for the width, you're going to mark your waist measurement, which in my case is 14. That's 28 divided by 2. You can see that this one too is on fold. 28 divided by 2 is 14. Then I'm going to add 1 inch allowance for my zipper at the back, and then I added another allowance to fold it here, so that I'm not going to leave this rough edge like that. So once I have that, I will pin it. You can see I pinned it like I'm going to fix a zipper there. Okay, that's why I pinned it. This is the center back, and this is my center front. So you can just go ahead now and notch your center front like this. Okay, you can also notch your side. So once you notch your side, you just fold the center front to where the zipper is, which is here, and then you place a notch there. So once you have it like this, we are doing this because of the shape. I want the shape to be both in front and the back. If you want your own shape to be just in front, you're going to do this just at the front. So now I'm going to open it out just the way it's going to be on the body. Okay, this notch here is for the side, so I'll make sure that the side align together like this, and this center here is for the center front notch. So this is my notch. You confirm what you have again. Okay, so now the highest point is going to be 7 inches, which is the center front, and then for me the lowest point, I want it to be around 3 to 3.5 inches, so that that shape will show very well. So here from the hem, I'm going to mark the 3.5 inches upwards, and it stops here. So now you can use your free hand, or you can use your curved ruler to create like an oval shape. I want it to be uniform on the two sides. That is why I'm just doing this on one side. So once I mark it on one side, I'm going to put it on fold and then cut, so that I'll have exact same pattern on the two sides. I hope you get what I'm trying to do. So once I have it like this, I'm going to take my scissors, and then I'll cut the two sides together, so that way I'll have my shape. You don't have to work with this shape. If you want it to just be a straight band as well, you can do that. So this is fine. I've cut it out. So once I open it out, this is what the band is going to look like, and this is what I'm going to be gathering this one into. Okay, so if you want to make it easier for you, you can take this upper part to your ironing table, and then just fold in maybe half an inch seam allowance all around neatly like this with your iron. So you can see I'm folding it in, so that you just slot this in when you are done gathering it. This is the back as well. You can see that I have the same shape at the back as I have in front. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this, then bring it back to show us what we have. I've gone ahead to join them together. Now you can see this is the shoulder seam. I used French seam, that is why it is neat like this. And then you hem your sleeve, and then you sew it by the side. So this is the side seam, this is the sleeve opening, and this is the shoulder area. So now I also turned my neckline with a bias. You can cut facing it, that is what you prefer. So the next thing you need to do is to run a gather stitch on the waistline, and then you're going to, you can either do this or you gather it manually when you sew. I prefer to just gather it to my waist measurement first. That way it's going to be easier for me. You're going to gather all this excess that you have to your actual waist measurement. So once you gather it to your actual waist measurement, you're going to bring in your band. Like I said, for my band, I want to fold it in. Remember, the band is like this. This is what the band looks like for both front and back. It is not straight, it's shaped like this. If you want, you can also shape the hem of your blouse to mirror what you have here before you gather, but I'm going to leave mine like this. So when you open it out, this is what you're going to have for both the front and back. So this is the front, this is the first side of the back, and this is the second side of the back. So for me, I have gone ahead to hem it. You can see I have folded in half an inch all around. That way I'm just going to slot this waist in and hold with my pen, then I'll go ahead and sew. But you can also sew it, it's totally up to you, but I just feel it's easier this way. So I have already turned in all the allowance that I'm going to use to sew it. So all I need to do now is to gather this to the waist measurement, and then I'm going to just put it in between and then pin so that I can sew it all around. So I'll do this now. Okay, so I've gone ahead to pin it down. You can see the effect that we have there. It's not straight, so you just need to take your time. Once you fold your allowance, it's going to make the work easier for you. This is what I have on the back, so I'll go ahead and sew down. Okay, so you can see I've gone ahead to sew it, and you can see the shape that I have. So the next thing I'm going to do now, you can see that this shoulder as well is big, so I'm going to be gathering the shoulder to make it smaller. So to do this, I'm going to be using my elastic. So all you just need to do is to turn to the shoulder area here. You can sew it directly to the body, so you can just sew it on the seam allowance. So this is my elastic, it's just half an inch tiny elastic. So you take it to your sewing machine, you start sewing from here, you back stitch, and then you drag it and sew. So once you drag it and sew, it's going to gather it. So you can either do that, you sew as you go, or if you have a particular length that you want this shoulder to be, you cut that on the elastic, and then that is what you are going to use to drag it. So it's totally up to you. You can take it to the sewing machine and then sew and drag at the same time, or if you have where you want it to stop, you cut that on your elastic, and that measurement is what you're going to use to gather it. So I've gone ahead to do the gathering, and you can see I just gathered mine as I go. You can also, if you don't want to put elastic, you can run your normal gather stitch, but I just feel this elastic is not bad as well. So this is what it looks like on the right side for the two sides. So the last thing to do now is to go ahead and install your zipper. So all the inner part of this is neat. The only part that is not neat is this center back. So you can actually fold it in like this, or you use your weaving machine to weave the rough edges, and then you install your zipper. So this is the zipper I'm working with. I'm going to go ahead and fix it at the back now. Then I'm going to take this to the mannequin so that we can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like on the mannequin. You can see how beautiful it is looking and how simple it is to make this. So you can make yours as full as you want. This is just around 32 inches width. If you want it fuller, you can increase it or reduce it. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful blouse with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.